Subscribe, like, and share.
Yo, what up YouTube? It's your boy Mad Mark here, bringing you another Haunted the Truth. Woo! I'm going to be watching something live, so don't go anywhere. Alright guys. Guys, girls, and everyone in between. How art thou, or all of two people? So basically, I've been informed that oh, the song's still going. I've been informed, I may as well just leave it going on repeat. It's not too bad, is it? I've been informed that apparently not one episode with me in it and Chris in it, but 2 episodes came out on Discovery Plus by Back to Back, who own the entire rights to it. Just saying that. Legal reasons. The first one, if you've not seen it already, was at Snuff Mills. So they did one at Snuff Mills. I'm going to be watching the second one. I'd not seen it. I got informed. I was actually eating an orange at the time when I got told about it, and I nearly choked. So that's what I'm going to do now. There is a few differences of what you're going to see compared to what I'm going to see. So you're going to see it in this little
box right here. Tiny little box.
I've not seen this. I might pause it every so often and whatnot. Yeah, here we go. Enjoy. Oh, hello. Just quit some quick hellos there before continuing. I have to look at the comments here on my phone because I've taken up all my monitors with what I'm trying to do here.
England.
England.
Paranormal duo Chris and Mark spend 2 blood-curdling nights in a family home that's reported to be haunted.
It shocks me. Don't like this. That went up my f***ing arm.
Oh, that.
What was that? What? What was that, Chris? If this is real, I'm too paranoid to stay up here on my own.
Chris and Mark became friends through their shared passion for all things paranormal.
Anyone would be lying if they said they didn't get a buzz out of going on a paranormal investigation. It does give you a huge adrenaline rush.
I wanted to sort of look.
Stop a second. Look at the colour of my hair. In this, I look ginger. What's that about?
Into why people think places are haunted. Is it a psychological thing? Can this stuff be explained?
They got the perfect opportunity to put their curiosity to the test when they were invited into a family home to investigate reports of terrifying activity.
It was something like you would hear from a horror movie, like your typical horror film, and I was like, oh, come off, it can't be that bad.
One of the children even drew spine-chilling recollections of their experiences, similar to this. But the family wishes to remain anonymous.
I will say one thing. The pictures that you see are drawn there are different. They're different photographs than what was actually drawn. So I think they might have redone a few themselves.
Just look like your everyday house. So how can this be so bad?
Mark and Chris were dubious, but on a preliminary recce, unexplainable things start happening. Things start to move by themselves, and something or someone appears to want to communicate with them.
Are you responsible, confirm again, are you responsible for the noises in the attic and the room next to this room? It just said yeah again.
Do you know what? I don't often use this like spirit box stuff, especially on phones and that. I'm a bit, you know what I mean? But that was weird.
Intrigued by their findings, Mark and Chris decide to do an investigation to find out what could be at play here. They set up their equipment on the top floor of the house, an area known for being highly active.
A lot of this is sitting, waiting, and being quiet. Because...
And getting bored shitless when nothing happens.
Initially, it started off with knocking and things like that.
What was that? Yeah, it's above us.
Convinced they can hear footsteps above them.
I had to go up there.
Something shuffling up there for sure. They hear footsteps, noises, all sorts of crazy things.
Apprehensively, Mark and Chris decide to go into the attic.
Oh.
There was this little teddy, and the batteries were dead, completely dead in it. So I turned it back off, I placed it down.
I'm gonna just turn these off completely.
What?
I'd gone to like flip the light switch,
It shocks me.
and I had a shock, like a stag shock.
I'm not doing. I don't like this.
It's not even funny. I want to laugh, but it's not even funny.
That shouldn't go off. That went up my f***ing arm.
But the electric shock Mark receives is just the beginning of a space.
Static shock, static shock.
When you get that feeling that you're genuinely not alone. Yeah. Or you got that feeling now. What was that?
Did you hear it?
Yeah.
Are you up here with us now?
You know, like if someone gets in your space, you step back. It was like that.
If this is real, I'm too paranoid to stay up here on my own. I can't do it. My anxiety cannot handle that.
Chris is now all alone in the attic. And unbeknownst
Reluctantly.
to him, the night vision camera captures something completely unexpected right in front of him. What was that? When they watch back the footage, they're shocked.
It was proof for us. You start taking it really serious then. You start getting into it.
Have you seen it again?
It doesn't just fall over, it rocks up, comes off its unit a little bit, back down again, rocks up, goes back down again, and then it goes over.
One of the most commonly reported poltergeist phenomena would be the objects moving or the kind of disruption to electrical items in the home. Spirits are very, very keen at moving items, sometimes throwing them, knocking them.
Don't I know it?
Really trying to scare the people that live in the property.
The next night, Mark decides to...
I will check the comments after. I'm just...
Chris stays watch below.
I'm downstairs and I'm putting the tripod up and I'm trying to attach the camera, but the camera's recording, so it can see over my shoulder.
Yeah, look at this.
And the ladder moves. Mark's recording upstairs. It comes away on its own, and then it comes back down.
Look at this.
Is that you, Chris?
Genuinely, I got goose pimples watching. I don't watch it back.
I just seen that with my own eyes.
I don't like
I can
watching
see
it back.
Happen. I could hear it. You hear it smash back down.
The ladder seems to keep moving of its own accord, but things were about to take an even stranger turn.
So I decide to place the tripod into the bathroom area across the hallway from the ladder, just to record the ladder.
But they are both unprepared for what happens next.
That's when the toy flies out the room.
What was that, Chris? What was that?
They got...
Immediately, I'm frozen.
Where did it come from?
The room.
The kids' room.
I captured this toy coming out of the room and it hit the cabinet and fell on the floor.
Look at look.
Where does it come from?
I know it's only small, but I'll tell you what, I'll get these videos up.
Yeah, it does. It comes out of the room. Yeah. That's undoubtable. Okay. That literally comes out of that room.
In this case, they were able to capture some photographic evidence, which I think is good, but it's just not as good as seeing the real thing happening in real time on video.
Well, it was on video. The video was on the floor. The camera's on the floor. And what is video but several photos in motion?
I look back on my footage, and the first thing I should have done was check the room, but I didn't. I just wanted to check my footage to actually clarify what I just seen actually happened. And I went in the loft and I showed Mark, gobsmacked, and he told me, check the bloody room, please.
Yeah.
It came off of that castle.
Turn round after seeing a toy come out of a room and go, oh, that's nothing. There must have been an updraft somehow that none of us felt.
We don't understand what it is. We're not going to sit here and go, it's ghosts, it's demons, because we don't know.
Your guess is as good as ours.
Don't know.
It's unexplainable.
It shocks me.
Spirits don't have a lot to work with. If they want to frighten you, they will just throw whatever they can get their ghostly hands on.
Poltergeists love interacting with living people, come what may. So they will use literally anything to move or pick up or, shift from one place to another, whether it's a toy or a ladder, doesn't matter to them. It's something that you'll see move, and that's all they care about. They want that interaction with you.
Right. What's everybody been saying? Let's have a gander. Can't see the vid in the corner. Sure. Yeah. So, right. Okay. I noticed that Kieran O'Keefe he didn't have anything to say about it. Baffled? Are you, Kieran? Yeah, maybe. Just a little bit. Because that stuff's crazy. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Yeah, they did change the pictures. And I have it. The whole thing is basically just one big blur. So if I go to this, for example, and I remove the blur, you see? So I blurred it. Am I going to get told off by YouTube? It's mostly my stuff, that. So I'm reviewing my own stuff and seeing what they have to say about it. Anybody, what do you guys think? Chris, you can always jump in as well on the live stream on the Discord. Now, like, because Chris seen it before I did, and that toy. I mean, hang on. This is the toy in question. That, I mean, it takes a bit to move, right? It's weighted on the bottom here. The owners were kind enough to let me take it home with me because I was like, there's got to be something wrong with it. Oh, this is the toy in question. Oh, Chris, I can hear myself on loop. Yeah, I heard myself then come through your thing. To move, right? I'm gonna have to turn you down a second because I can hear me coming through you back to me. What was I saying? Just send me a message when you've sorted that out. So this, I don't know. Anybody understand how this might? Because like Beardo, I mean, had a good try, didn't he? He had a good try at trying to explain this. Not in a video, live on one of his lives. I called him out on it. I didn't call him out. I just said to him, what do you think of our stuff? And he said that this might have some degree of like electrical. It could be a malfunction in the electrics or something like that. But when it does move, it sort of dances. It doesn't come off of its weighted bottom. And then, yeah, I tested the batteries. I took it home with me. I did it with low batteries, full batteries, on, off, left it in the back of my car, drove round roundabouts, didn't fall over. I was like, well, what's doing that then?
I think it's important to state that that toy isn't yours.
No, it's not mine. It's owned by the owners of the poltergeist house who were kind enough to let me have it. In fact, they have a whole collection of them. So now they're down by one toy. What's this? Do I have a REM pod? There's a couple of reasons why I don't. Number one, expensive. Actually, let's go for 3 reasons. Number 2, I believe, if I'm right in saying, they detect vibration, temperature, and EMF. Am I right in saying that? That's too many things to detect in one device for my liking. What was my 3rd reason? I had a 3rd reason. Oh, we like to rely on, you know, what actually happens rather than... Admittedly, we use an EMF. But, you know, as soon as the EMF goes off, we go, right, this spot. And then you'll notice that everything from that point on is us just going, right, if you're in this spot, I want to see something physical happening. I want to hear a sound physically in the air. I want something chucked. I want to hear footsteps. I want to hear whistling. I want to knock and get a reply to the knock. I want to have a conversation as if it's like some sort of something that can understand me. You can be heard now, Chris, by the way.
Yeah, I know, but you're just too busy talking.
Yeah. What's your views on REMs?
I find it fascinating that a lot of the paranormal community are really with the theory of 99% of the time you catch nothing. I find that fascinating.
Well, that's only Beardo that kind of says that, doesn't he? He says, oh, 99% catch nothing, therefore they're genuine. Fuck off.
Well, why would you do any paranormal investigations if nothing's happening? I'm sorry, Mark, but if I went on 5 paranormal investigations with you and I got nothing, I'd just give up.
Hmm.
The simple reason is you would come to your own conclusion of saying, yeah, well, it's pointless. But we do get stuff, and I'm not sure why other people don't get stuff. Maybe they play to the debunkers. I don't know. I have no idea.
Does anybody want to see the actual stuff from within that episode as well? Because I can get that up. How do I get rid of these bloody hearts on the side of my screen? Ah, there we go. We love speaking spirits over the Ouija board. We've never had anything happen on a Ouija board. I'm not saying they don't do anything, because Chris won't touch them with a barge pole on that off chance that they do.
What are you talking about?
This is what there's people messaging Chris this is Spiritual Awakening messaging us.
Oh, right.
Live. We are live, Chris. This isn't just a casual conversation. What's your opinions on the spirit box? So, right, I'm gonna address one thing at a time. So, the Ouija boards, there's a couple of reasons we don't really use them anymore. One is because, well, I've used them even prior, before I knew Chris. I was a straight up big time skeptic, and I had friends, like-minded skeptics. You know, one of them's now a computational chemist, and sit there like that on the board. Anything here? I did it in a graveyard at 3 a.m, and we were there for about 20 minutes and nothing happened. So then I'm like, well, I can only go off what if it happens. Like realistically, the other reason is because my arm starts to ache like hell, like just doing this for a while. Yes?
We haven't done it enough to conclude it. The only reason we don't do it is because I'm too much of a chicken shit.
Not in the episodes we haven't, no, but I have done those boards since I was 18, and now I'm early 30s, and I own like 6 of them, and I've never had them. I've had them move with other groups, like when I've been like doing events with stuff, but then I don't know if I can trust those people. I'm not saying that you're not trustworthy, by the way, because I've never met you or done it with you. I've just never had any experience myself, personally.
I'd like to sit there and watch other groups do it. I'd just observe, you know?
Let's go to this.
You can pretty much tell if it's being moved by someone. You can.
This is how I would do a Ouija board if I was to do it with a group of people that I didn't know them. I would get a bunch of plastic, sort of like that big by about that wide, right? I'd stack them up to about this high. I'd wrap them with elastic band to the planchette. Got a planchette somewhere. To the planchette. Okay. Here. And then I'd get people to put their fingers on that. The reason why is because then if somebody's pushing, the counters on the top will move like this. And if it moves by itself, it'll move with them. That's what I would do. I'm going to go to the next question. What is your opinions on Spirit Box? We don't like using them. We're not saying that they don't do anything. Simply because they're too noisy. They're just... And when we've listened back to loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of clips, and we've just been quiet, the amount of things, like we caught at the hanging tree, and we didn't even hear it ourselves, something go, sorry. And if we were using a spirit box, we wouldn't have heard that live in the air. So
sometimes it's best to just rely on your natural senses to pick stuff up. I know all this equipment is used in these paid events, and it's simply because they've got to keep it entertaining for people, because there is long amounts of time you're going to sit around waiting.
So, Spiritual Awakening says you need to have it attached, just someone attached to the board to make it work. I know what this argument is. It's the argument that you need to put it has to be connected to your energy, and they're basically a conduit through you to your finger, to the planchette, to the board. The same argument is made for table tipping. However, when we were at the Ram Inn and we didn't have our hands even on the table still come off the floor. I don't know if that like because I've seen things move like this, the ladder, toys, etc., stones, all sorts. My point would be, well, can you not just move that by yourself? Like, if you can move stuff, why can you not just do that as well? Like, why am I needed if you can, if it can be done? I don't know enough, like, on the lore side of things about, you know, it needs to be me and my energy. And if it is to do with that, I've got completely the wrong energy as a person to do it. It will not work for me because, well, it just won't. I mean, well, I'm not going to say it won't because there might be an occasion where it will. But at the moment, as it stands, it's not happening. I got a board there somewhere. I could go get it, but it's going to be a bit of a hassle. I'm not saying what anyone else doesn't. If it works for you, it works for you. But
yeah, you can't. Right, you've got to like take it with a pinch of salt sometimes, even if you don't like the ideas that other people got. I think, you know, the key to what we do and what everyone else does is patience. You got to have patience, huge amounts of patience. So much so that, you know, if you took your friends or your family with you, it's going to get to the point where they're going to get bored and you've got to go on. That's why we can't take too many people with us because they get bored.
So you're saying that you could make it work? I mean, you were saying, weren't you? I can't remember your name for Spiritual Awakening. For real, we'll show you one day, guys. You should roll. Like, we're due to go back to Wales to do a full explore of the Ting, that one, that place. We haven't planned when yet. There is going to be an episode coming out this Sunday of us doing a little recce and a look around. I mentioned you actually. Yeah. I mentioned you in a video.
Video, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you are free on that day, if we pick a day, feel free. You can come along, bring the board. We could try other stuff. I'm always happy to look at whatever people have. I wouldn't have introduced the singing bowl if I wasn't, because I was like, well, what's this do? Just blue. You know, I wouldn't have gotten anywhere, would I, Chris? I'd still be a stubborn bastard if I didn't listen to anything.
When I met you, Mark, you were a tit.
Castle in Wales. Oh, there is a castle in Wales as well. Oh, there is a castle in Wales. There's about 100 castles in Wales. There's a few that I could potentially go to. Castle, the fairy tale one that looks like Dracula's castle on the hill, red. Kind of want to go there. So what do you think, Chris, then about that? Now that I've seen it, and every time you tried to talk to it about me, I was going, spoiler. What do you actually think?
The hardest thing is obviously the people in the house. They have a clue that this was going to be on the Discovery.
No.
So telling them was a different kind of story. They were very apprehensive about it, but we made it clear. Well, I made it clear to them that no location would be said or anything like that. It was completely, you know, hidden. But yeah, I watched it and I was fascinated by how much screen time we had in comparison to every other story on that episode.
I haven't seen the whole episode yet. Oh, by the way, if anyone is interested in watching that properly and wanting to see what else they do, you've got it on Really, the Travel Channel, and Discovery Plus. So go check it out. It's Unexplained, Caught on Camera.
And if you might take into consideration, guys, that, you know, this was filmed during the peak end of lockdown, so we look an absolute wreck.
I just got ginger hair. What are you trying to say? Yeah. I don't have ginger hair, but it's just the colour of my actual hair.
That's what happened when you got locked down indoors for so long, mate.
I need a shave now, to be fair. But yeah. It's just like, I'm glad they've included all the mental bits in that. Like that toy and the toy coming out of the room, and then he goes on and waffles about It's nice when you have it in pictures, but it's not pictures. You take a time lapse. That's actually stop motion, which is one step away from basically video. Because that's what video is anyway.
I find it really curious that you can turn around and go, it's not as impressive as catching it on video.
And it did. Well, it was on video. It was like,
what about the toy falling over? That's on video.
And the toy, well, it came out of the room and you see it on the other camera.
Yeah.
And the two line up. And then you've got my live, which they obviously didn't have. So there's a live video of me in that attic. And it's the whole thing played out from start to finish and everything lines up. So anyone that's got any questions or concerns, or, you know, if Mr. Grey or Beardo or anyone like those types want to like question anything about that, I have all the original footage. I have the live. There you go. Have fun.
Yeah, but they ain't going to question nothing.
No.
They're avoiding it completely anyway.
Wow. Mr. Grey, Mr. Grey's all right. He's always saying he likes watching the stuff. Beardo, I don't know. I don't want to talk too much about them because I'm starting to sound like them. They always talk about other people, and then you end up promoting them.
Mark, you're looking at it all wrong, mate. You've got to look at the footage that we have and the way we do it and the way we present it to people. There's a lot happening. Now, a lot of people in that community, they're expecting nothing, and those are the legitimate channels.
Can I ask, actually, anyone who's currently watching, if you're an investigator yourself, so any investigators that currently have YouTubes or do it privately or don't, you know, whatever, do you ever, or have you ever, caught items moving from A to B, audible sounds like knocking footsteps, shadows that make no sense? Those are the top three. Has anyone else ever witnessed this? I'm going to wait to see what people will say. Because Tinkswood, yeah, that's the one. I still can't pronounce it. You should see me trying to pronounce. You'll laugh when you watch the video, because I'm like, oh no, it's not. I left it out of the main video. It's on TikTok. Haunted the Truth. There's a video of me going there and trying to pronounce the place.
Yeah.
So I'll just wait for them, because there's obviously a little bit of delay between what I say and so give them a little bit of time to talk. I don't know. It's bizarre though, isn't it? And I don't really understand the algorithm of YouTube either. That's really confusing me.
No, it seems like you've got to create a lot of drama to get watched or get known, which is sad, really.
It's like, so hang on a minute. I've been on telly twice. I've been in a magazine once. We put together really high quality stuff. We've got a decent amount of subscribers, but only like 8 people. Only 8 people like, and I thank you, by the way, for everyone that comes and joins this. But it's just confusing that the numbers don't seem to add up in my head. I don't know. A can of Coke moved off a table. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Like, wow, I need a little bit of backstory, but I've seen these things and they don't make any sense. And I've watched a few of these recommended channels, and they all seem to get like next to nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've watched a few myself. I've watched, the Ouija brothers, and like as quality as they are as what they do, I completely get what they do. I just think, sometimes they could really do well just reaching out to smaller channels and just looking at what they do, and seeing how they do things too. Because if they're paranormal researching, they're looking for something. You've got to try to capture that, and if you're not, you're doing something wrong, right?
I suppose so. Another question actually to any investigators here: what methods do you use? Do you taunt? Do you hold hands in a circle and be really polite and ask for the energies, or do you just wing it and turn up and go, "Hi, are you here?" Like, do you consider there to be spirits actually there and call out for people by name and say that there is a spirit there, and you as if you're talking to them? Like, what are your methods, and what are the results on that? Hello, Robin. Hi, lads. Sorry I'm late. It's a cool, but I've times others people. I caught stuff on camera with you boys once, but a few times with other people on your own. Yeah, you were there to catch my my table, and that is so good that you had that camera. We've discussed loads of times thinking, oh, imagine if we didn't have that extra one person in that corner, we wouldn't have had the shot. So,
yeah, because Caroline didn't want to give us her footage, did she?
No, Caroline won't. She just didn't. And now she's put the price up to like £100 if you want to film.
She got her whole place at the Ram Inn rigged out with cameras, and she didn't want to share any bit of footage.
My dad disappeared and never came back. Oh, one of those ones. One of those jokes. Oh, my leg. I could be so much more controversial, and I could, like, start, calling out other people when they're making broad statements. But I don't.
There's no point. It's a waste of time.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, if anyone just tuned in, then you have missed the start bit of this. It may or may not carry on staying online. It depends if YouTube have a wah at me and put a copyright claim on it or not. I've tried my best to meet all the guidelines, so give Unexplained Caught on Camera all the rights to the bits of them where they're talking and stuff. Obviously, the footages that you see, a lot of it's mine. And basically tell you to go watch their stuff and watch our stuff as well. Any favourite episodes of people's as well? Anybody like got a favourite episode or got any questions about anything that you've just seen in the Unexplained Caught on Camera, or something you might have seen in one of our episodes?
I think you should discuss the episode we got coming up.
Yeah. Oh, so we got invited to a house because I ran an event at Snuff Mills, private event. Well, it wasn't really private. It went out to everyone. We had a few people turn up, and there was these two girls that came, and they said to us, we've got weird stuff happening in our house. And I was like, oh, okay. And they were like, yeah, we only live round the corner. And literally, they live on the road that leads up to Snuff Mills. In one of the old cottages. The old cottage is, it was a house now, but it used to be a cottage, and there was also a post office, and now there are two houses. The actual houses all along that area were originally owned by the people, the miners, which I'm assuming that did the quarry when they were digging out the quarry. Possibly even mines within like fish ponds area, because I know there's a lot of history. That it's 18th century, and we have caught some really interesting things on there. I don't want to give them any spoilers. That's all I'm going to say. It's scary. We were editing it. My bulb flickered.
My bulb blew.
Chris's bulb blew right at the same time.
But we edit over the computer together, so we were having simultaneous things happen, weren't we? And it was pretty freaky. The editing didn't go as smooth as it usually does.
Yeah. Anything editing around Snuff Mills area is just a no-go. It's horrible to edit.
The episode coming out is called Riverview. It's gonna test all our other stuff pretty big. I wouldn't say too on par with the Poltergeist House. That's still by far the worst experience. But yeah, it's definitely one up there.
Yeah, Robin's saying no spoilers as well. I know what you're like, Chris. You nearly spoiled this Discovery thing for me. I really enjoyed the bonus episode on Discovery, but had seen it on your channel first, obviously. What the bonus? Obviously, yeah. No, this is the first time I've seen this episode regarding the Poltergeist house.
It It's a bonus episode, isn't it? It's like it's like it went on there. It wasn't supposed to, or we didn't know about it.
Yeah,
so.
I didn't. I had no idea.
I will say something though, right? I've been thinking about it a lot, and because I've been lately watching a lot of other channels and how they grow and what they do, paranormal channels, obviously, and I've noticed how we differ from them, Mark.
Mm.
I've noticed that a lot of teams tend to go to a lot of abandoned places and places that just look scary and run down.
I'm not going to say I don't. I'm not going to say I don't.
We do, but I think where we differ is we're going to real houses where people live.
Actually, I'm going to put that out there now. If anyone else has got a place, Robin, you're saying you might have like, would you be happy, and we could do the investigation like how you would want as well, so it wouldn't be me going in swearing and shouting at I think it's Elizabeth you said you've got there. Would you be happy to let us investigate that? Because and anyone else that lives within a 10-mile radius, actually about an hour radius of me, if you've got something going on in your house, we'd be keen to check it out. And it's going to be one of two things that we will conclude: A, your pipes, or B, there's some in the air. Normally it's B.
Well, no, even if we don't get nothing, mate, we still don't go there's nothing really, do we? Because we like to spend time on places.
A lot of people, though, I've got a hairdresser who has something going on in her house, and then there was someone else. I can't remember who it was now. Someone else had something going on, and they said they would rather leave it be than have me go in and potentially make it worse. So I can understand that. We're lucky to get the student place because they were like, well, we're leaving in July, so it doesn't matter. Who's this? Deleth? Is that how you pronounce it? I'm really bad with Deleth. Deleth Evans. Hello. Is that Welsh?
I'm not sure.
Sounds Welsh.
Hello, by the way.
I think Robin's just basically outright said no. I don't blame you, Robin. I don't blame you. There is a haunted building in Barry. I would like to see you investigate. What is it? Where is it?
Is that Barry Island?
Barry. Well, Barry is between. It's near Limeworks and Boys Village.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah. Basically, what I said, Robin. Most people don't want someone coming in and upsetting it. If you ever intend to move, Robin, you know where I am. Yeah, where is this? Where is this building? We will still do abandoned places because we've got to put episodes out, and I'm running out of places.
Compared to what we found out the other day, what did we try and book? Kraganoff Castle.
Oh, don't. We want the stairs at Kraganoff Castle, and I contacted them, and I was like, yeah, there's only like 5 of us. Can we just have the stairs for like 4 hours? And they were like, oh, you might have to go through the book it with a person thing. I was like, oh, but we want to do it private. So then they contacted somebody else, who then contacted him, and then they contacted me, and they quoted £1,000.
Oh, it's the girls from the river, dude. They're from the house. We've got royalty in.
Oh, it is. Oh, how did I not know that? Then it is Welsh because, yeah.
Yeah, honestly, you guys are going to be shocked at what we've caught.
Yeah. We can't say too much because Robin's given us a spoiler, no spoiler. Yeah.
Basically, when are we coming back?
Well, when are we coming back? And then we can.
Loving our content. Who's this?
Is that the other one that lives there?
No, I don't think so. I can't read the name. Can't pronounce it. QWYTE.
This is not good when we're both dyslexic.
No.
But so the spiritual awakening still hasn't told me where this place is. DM me. DM if you don't want to put it out on here. DM me. You've got me on WhatsApp, so DM it to me. We're really excited to see, and you're welcome back anytime before we move out, so before July.
See, you guys can see this is all legit. People do invite us to their homes.
Yeah. You could... You got to see behind the scenes as well.
Yeah.
I didn't get angry. No. That's no spoilers, but... Yeah. Well, we cut most of that out anyway, so... I'll contact you on WhatsApp. Excellent, thank you. I'll definitely go there. So what have we got? We've got line works to do. We've got Tingles, Tangle, burial chamber. We've got what?
An interview lined up, haven't we?
Oh yeah. Right. How much can I say about what is happening with the owner in the poltergeist house? Because we're still in contact with them.
Yeah, we are in contact.
I don't know how much wants to be kept private and stuff.
Well, yeah, go for it. I mean, like, they haven't said we can't say nothing, as long as they just don't want their home to be known, because they just don't care about financial gain or being known, do they? Really?
Okay, so we're talking, and I believe it all. Like years ago, I'd be going, but because it's there, I believe it all. So recently, they had a full-blown shadow, and it made me laugh because they described it as it looked like somebody in a gimp suit, where it was that black.
They said
like it's like black like that.
Yeah. Had a tail.
Yeah, it has a tail.
What? But we can
Demon?
conclude, because one of our team members, Josh, he's actually seen it himself, like full on. He's seen it. He was ill for a couple of weeks after.
Yeah, Josh seen something. He was there going like this, and I was like, "What, Josh?" And then he said he's seen it come round the corner like that, look, and then dart back. I think I'd have an aneurysm if I seen that. One of them recently got pushed by a force that they can't see. Got injured. That's pretty bad.
It's really sad. What was the other story that we got told? So I think the husband, he went to bed, and the dog was playing up. Dog was barking or something like that anyway. And he got up and he seen something. So he went back to bed anyway. That's what they try and do apparently. So he went back to bed and he woke up later, Ron, and he said he felt weird. His body felt like it was hurting. He took his top off and he had a load of money attached to him. Loads of 2p coins, 10p coins.
2p coins as well. What the hell is with copper and 2p coins? We have been to about 3 or 4 locations now.
It was pushed into his skin apparently. Yeah.
Like 2p come flying over the banister there, and it came out of the garage there. We've had another one that came out another place, Hillfield Haunting, and another one, Knock Knock. So now I just take 2p's. Oh, when we did the event at Snuff Mills, I put numbers on loads of 2p's, put one down. I wasn't filming because I wanted to pay attention to the area and actually enjoy it. Not that in filming and enjoying, I just, you know what I'm trying to say. And we're walking along on the opposite side of the wall, and then suddenly, one of the people we were with, he feels this pressure on his arm. He looks down. One of my 2p's is there. I don't know. What? Let's have a look at these comments. I think
Robin's right.
I've got Rempard. We could try the bridge later this year. Yeah, Robin wants me to do my annual Snuff Mills June and Royston anniversary.
Also, Mark, the Spiritual Awakening has just said that the shadow, we call it the clock tower, was epic. Yeah, that's 100% like done us over. We have no idea what that is. There's no one.
I had my friend watch it, who does like science stuff. I say stuff because it goes out my head. The only thing that he said was, "Oh, is it possible that?" It's coming through the window and it's a shadow casting from someone outside. But the thing is, we're on what the yeah, I don't know. You can't get round the back, and it's like a woodland area. So that's it's not. No, it's not.
The lights go on,
and they got floodlights as well, so we would have seen that. So it isn't that.
It's in the building with us. Whatever that shadow is formed like a human being. It's weird. It's so strange.
Copper. Yeah, what is the point in copper? I haven't worked it out yet. All I know is I've had weird things happen involving coins and copper. That's all I got. What's your experiences on that, Robin? Because you're saying copper's weird. Get Shan to go with would be fun. I might tell him. I might tell Shan and Bill because they said they do want to come along, and I'll give them like a few days over a week, and then whichever one isn't raining we'll go with.
Yeah, they were lovely to go on with, weren't they?
But I want it to be kind of a bit hush hush if I'm doing it without doing it as like an official event.
Yeah, we won't tell anyone they're coming. It just happen.
Yeah. I will say though to the two, if you're both here, the two girls in the house, I'll let you know the date if you want to come along. You can just come along as well and join us because you gave us the house, so that is my gift.
So the other one we got lined up is the interview with the owners of the Rice House. So that's upcoming. They said they will talk about their experiences on camera and they will open up about everything. Just not give away the location, obviously, because they don't want to. But they will talk about certain things. There's so much stuff that they have.
It'd be shot like one of those crime things where they don't want to be known and they're all black and all the voices all changed. I was in the house. It looked like that. Josh and Billy haven't been in it for ages. Billy has got a band and he's putting all his effort into that, if we're honest with you. He joined us. Yeah.
He works in a band. I think it's the Shucks. Check his music out.
Yeah, the Shucks. Josh got a new job, his dream job, working at Warhammer in the Malcribs Causeway. Go and say hello to him. Go up to him and go, You're from Haunted the Truth. Just go do that. Everyone go and do that whenever he's in. But yeah, he's got like his hours. He gets his rota that week, and it changes every week. So it's a little bit difficult to try and plan around him. But he was in the cave episode, which was good to see him back in that. When he mentioned the Nimbus 9000, that made me laugh. Yeah, we're trying to get him to join us at the Full Staffs Museum, the Full Staffs Experience, which I have put a deposit down for. I've got to get some insurance for that. So I'm going to look into that. Hopefully you can get some time off work for that. If not, then it's going to be me and Chris and Dan, hopefully, if you can get it off work.
I'll tell you what, it was a lot flipping cheaper than that Kraganoff because they quoted us £900.
Yeah, they did. What are we saying? And wrapping crystals in copper makes them more powerful. Wrapping crystals in... Oh, like copper wire. I've seen that. I've seen what they call portal boxes, which are kind of like spirit boxes, but they've got a portal box, right? They get sold for outrageous amounts of money. All that they have on them is a noise gate, a reverb pedal, amplifier, connected to a phone or a spirit box, goes through, and then on the top, some people, they do this sort of copper wire thing, like Robin's talking about, and it's got crystals within them. You can make them yourself, and people are knocking them off for like £500. You can just make them. Shucks and country music, very fulsome. Blah 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 blah.
What's his new song? Is whiskey something?
Yeah.
What is it? Whiskey?
I'm not promoting Billy. He never promotes me.
Yeah, he don't watch our content, does he? He's in it, but he never watches it.
Yeah.
A fascinating guy. He's really into aliens, UFOs. He's into the sky, you know. He loves the paranormal, but he's never really associated with, you know, groups or other people with it. He kind of just talks to me and Mark about it, and that's it. I don't think he's got anyone else he really turns to and talks to about it, to be honest, Mark. That's what I know about him.
Oh, yeah.
But that's like passion of his, isn't it? The paranormal. It's
yeah.
Just obviously he's always busy.
It's passion. I got passion. I've also have an obsession. I've made it my life. Okay. There's a small thing that a lot of people don't know is, like, when I was in school, I was doing ICT in sixth form, and I started randomly just scripts writing and making storyboards and making short movies and silly parodies. I started the Mad Mark, which was a YouTube channel at the time, and I then dropped out of that course, went to college, did a media course, then I went to university and did a media degree, and it's always been, ever since I was little, if I could find a video of it, there's a video somewhere of me around 12, and my dad's filming me, and I'm getting up and I'm going, action, action, and I'm like doing all this sort of stuff, like on camera. Wow.
What?
No, I was going to say something, but it would make me emotional, so I can't.
Oh, right, okay.
It's like people don't realise how much it means to me, that's all.
What, investigating the paranormal?
It's not just investigating the paranormal, it's doing something that I love. Like, and being able to put my passion of filming into something I enjoy.
I'll tell you what I got told the other day by a few people, actually. It was at work, and they turned round and they said, what a really cool name for a channel, especially a ghost channel. Just Haunted Truth.
Yeah.
What a really cool name.
It took us ages to fucking come up with that.
Yeah, I know. We sat down for bloody weeks, didn't we? Thinking, well, what could we possibly...
What was it called? It was called like Debunkers Unite at one point, and we were like, nah, shit.
Yeah, we wanted debunkers, so we just thought, well, what can we do? What can we call it? So I think we was like, what are we doing? We're going into haunted places, and what are we doing? We're telling the truth, and I think that's how it come along. We just went haunted truth.
I know I put the in there because it was like there was like a sort of, now I'm thinking, I don't even need the, but now I've made the and it's on IMDb and everything else. I can't get rid of it. So like it was meant to be haunted space full stop the truth. So is it haunted? We're going to tell the truth. That's what it means. That's like what it means.
The Napster would say it when he would turn around, he'd go, get rid of the it's cleaner kind of thing.
Yeah. The don't get picked up on search engines anyway. The word the and anything like that. It just...
to me, it's haunted truth. That's what I call it anyway. It's haunted truth. It's what we created and we stand by it. So...
And then everyone else calls it they always pick names other than the actual name. So I've heard the haunted truths. The truth haunted. It's like, just mix it up. Like, what are you gonna, like, what?
Yeah.
My mum, she goes to me. She's downstairs. In a moment, she goes to me. She's so funny. She's probably watching this, so I've got to be careful. She goes to me, oh, you're going out, are you? And I'm like, yeah. She goes, oh, going on your ghosties? And I went, yeah. And she goes, oh, you're doing an investigation, the Oogie Boogies, she calls it. The Oogie Boogies.
Your mum's funny.
Some
of the people we've met, they've got their own name for things. Even like, what is it? The owners of the poltergeist house, they don't call it a ghost or a poltergeist at all. We just called it the poltergeist house.
Yeah, they call it a mongoose rat because somebody said to them, "How do you know you've not got rats?" And then they said, "Well, if it's a rat, it's the size of a mongoose."
Yeah. Yeah, it's quite funny, isn't it? I mean, like, proof haunted, that's what I've heard.
Yeah, so many variations. Same thing, different thing. You can't get any more.
We look through channels and we're like, there's so many now. There's a massive bandwagon of ridiculous names for channels. So we're going, well, everything's taken. What could you possibly call something? It's a matter of time, dude, before people catch on to our channel's name and start replicating it in different ways.
I'll have them. Right, here's a challenge for everyone watching. Okay, what? You don't count, Chris. All right. What is this? What is this called? And what is the purpose of it? Okay. £10 points to whoever gets it. I don't know what these.
You could use it to shave your face if you want, mate.
Anyway, Robin, you've been flexing the jumper. Anyone stole it yet? Because you were saying people might like nab it off you. Dreamcatcher, close, but no, not a Dreamcatcher. Let's see what they say. Challenge of this. No idea. Robin? Does it make a portal? No, but you remember me trying that. not in the episode. That's going to be on Patreon, but no spoilers. It is known. Can you see demons for it? No, it's called a bakwa, and it comes from an ancient Egyptian, ancient Chinese monks. So predates most of what you know. A lot of what we follow and what we do actually comes from ancient Chinese methods and old methods and really, really old lore.
I think as well, if you research it properly, it's the correct place to place it is on top of a windowsill.
Yeah, or at the front of your house. Some people have it at the front of the house. So it does two functions, depending on what your belief is. Some people believe it as like a good luck charm, and it removes negativity in your house regarding like you as an individual. So if like you're bringing in negativity, it stops negativity at the door. Other people believe that it actually prevents demons and negative spirits from entering your home. It is actually placed around babies when they're born.
It's used mostly for babies, especially
babies when they're born, because they're worried that a demon is going to try to get into the baby. So they place the mirrors around the baby.
It was used written in the Bruce Lee story. Bruce Lee used them. Well, his parents used them when he was a baby. It was a massive thing in his life.
You got a spirit bell. Have you got a spirit bell or a magician's spirit bell? Is it a bell like, oh, I've lost my bell. I think I left it at Snuff Mills. That service bell, that big brass one that I had, that cost me about £30. I think I left it on the wall. So I'll have to go get it. Is it dark? Not yet. I'm not going down there at dark. It's probably not there still though. Yeah, so there was somebody that was on the ramming, and they had it was a wooden plaque like that, and there was a bell hanging off of it, and it was about this big, and I went, that's a magic trick, and I went and found the exact thing online, called them out on it. Turns out that they were the people filming it, but one of their mates brought it and was claiming that it was real, and it kept dinging, and it's got a mechanism in it that makes it ding.
Let's get it right. He put on an event and people paid him money. He took them there and conned them into believing he was talking to spirits through this trick bell.
I need a new bell.
Absolutely diabolical, isn't it?
Should I have that? What? Go on.
They took the video down straight away, really, mate, once we called them out.
Shall I add that to my merch? A bell, service bell with Haunted the Truth logo on the front. Bit of merch. And then if I see them being used in any video, I go, it's one of ours.
Some smart ass will buy it and use it to prank on people, thinking that, you know...
Not mine. The magic one.
What I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know. It's just I changed to my bells, didn't I?
Bell.
Yeah. Oh, it's a light.
I call it the innkeeper's bell, Mark.
The innkeeper's bell. I'm gonna go get this over here and show people.
Mark lives in the dark. Yeah, it's a very old board, isn't it?
This is an original. This is the one that was used. Well, it's not the one that was used in The Exorcist. It cost a fortune if it was. It's the same board. That they, like, same brand.
Yeah. That there, dude, is my brother's board.
Yeah, I know. No, I don't take it anywhere. My prized possession goes over there on my plaque. Yeah, ready.
Just looks cool, doesn't it?
Yeah, I just love them. I love them.
The design of Ouija boards are beautiful. Like,
I love making them as well.
You want to like sort of display them, don't you, in some way?
If anyone wants one, I can build them for 30, 35, 35 pound, 40 pound. And you can have one off me. Because I do it from hand. I like carve all the letters in and everything. So it's not like I just print it and scan it on or use a laser thing. I literally sit there and add oils to it and all sorts. I do make it really nice.
That real wood, yeah?
It is wood. I've not done it on like proper oak yet because I've not been able to get hold of it. Put it this way, I can make plywood look really nice. Whereas one of mine is here, but it's fallen down behind all my things, and I don't want to knock off all my skulls from my shelf. Oh yeah, I'm not even joking.
Mark was a serial killer in his former life.
It's funny because I keep loads of things from, so, you know, I'm knocking everything down to try and get this for you lot.
Didn't you say you were going to show people the actual footage?
Yeah, but nobody said they wanted to see it, so I just flip my life. Just knocked my... Name it, not you, Chris. What movie's that from? Yeah, if somebody does want to see the actual footage, then I can put it. If you've got any other questions, Mark, I'll turn my coffee table into a Ouija. I turned a coffee table into a Ouija board. I sold it for when I did it. I sold it for £140. I bought a table, done it all out, and then sold it. This is what I built. So this here is actual burnt. So I like, and I burnt it on. It's beautiful, I think.
Look nice on a pub wall, wouldn't it?
Yeah. And I put oil in it, patchouli. So it smells of patchouli.
You could brand it on the back.
I want to turn my... If you can get... How would I get the coffee table, though? If I was to help you do that. That's what I want to... Don't risk... Are they saying they want to do it, or they want me to help them do it? I don't know. Because Robin's going, someone wants merchandise. The original footage... Well, the original footage is on another hard drive that I don't have set up because I am clearly useless. But I do have that episode. I mean, if there's something particular you want to see in it, I can bring it up. If not, if you've not seen it already, just watch anything on the poltergeist house, the demonic poltergeist, etc., etc., etc.
I would say the demonic poltergeist is worth watching. Definitely, it's worth your time.
He's DM'd me.
That's the one with Josh in, by the way.
Yeah. I was just, oh! Okay. Yeah, so you'd probably have to sand down, I'm just looking at his picture now, you'd probably have to sand down the top first to get off that layer, because there's obviously some degree of varnish on there. And then you'd have to carve it in using a Dremel. Yeah, what you mean other merch, Robin? Well, I'm thinking of the bell now. Ouija boards do take a considerable amount of time to make. T-shirts, hoodies. At the moment, we've mainly got 2 designs. I could maybe put one on where it's just... You know, a picture of Haunted Truth with like graves and stuff. If we have to get a whole new design, then that goes to Chris, because he's the art behind all my thumbnails and designs. Hello, Dan.
Oh, Daniel Bennett from the grave.
From the grave.
But he could actually join, so he can come in the Discord, couldn't he?
He could, but I don't know how much longer we're going to be going on for, unless people want to know certain things and stuff like that. Because obviously I don't want to make it too long. I don't know how long it's been going on for already, to be fair. But if anyone's got questions about the TV thing, what we might be doing next, any ideas, T-shirts and hoodies, please. We need to speak to our website designer and get them to put a section in, I think, Chris.
Yeah, so that's going to take some time.
In the meantime, I might put them on the...
By the way, we have an extremely professional website coming. High-end website. It looks amazing so far as what I've seen anyway, and we've got a professional doing it, and he's basically doing it as a favor for us as well, which is really nice. So we should have a section on there where we can advertise certain things if people want them.
Okay, right. If anybody wants a t-shirt or a top, it's hauntedthetruth@gmail.com. Okay, DM me saying you want it. I'll show you the designs, and then we can get your sizes sorted out. I think
we were going to redo a design, weren't we? I was going to do a design for the t-shirt.
You were going to do another new one, weren't you? An updated one. If you like the ones that we already have, then we can just give you those. Weird story. My design, the person who does the embroidery for me, because I don't have a machine myself, they came down unwell recently, and I was like, well, they've been unwell 2 times when getting my designs, so I'm like, well, that's just weird, isn't it? When people have asked, but I think they're okay now. They've got someone else's jumper sorted. But if I get like a multiple order, then I can then say, right, I need this many in these sizes, and then they can order them all in. Because at the moment, it's like they order in the jumper, then they do the design, then someone else asks for them, then they have to wait for the, you know what I mean? That's why it's time consuming for them. So if I get loads, then I can get more than one done.
What we do is we'll bulk buy because it's cheaper that way then for us anyway. But to have it all ready to go is probably the way forward. A program is what we discussed, like a little booklet, a program book, like a volume series, volume 1, volume 2, a little tiny book of With the Truth, kind of stories that we've never really discussed, past experience.
The only other thing is like mugs, like putting things on cups and stuff. Putting things on cups and stuff like that. If that makes sense.
Oh no, dude, we're just massively busy.
I could do that, but obviously I have to incorporate the cost of like Vistaprint. But so like if like 10 people said they wanted mugs with Haunted the Truth on, that works out cheaper than going 1 order, 2 order, 3 order, 4 order with the postage. So that's because I don't have a print machine to print on a mug. Not to that quality anyway, not Vistaprint quality.
Well, we're not rich, mate.
Well, no, obviously there'd be charges for it, unless of course you're on the highest tier of Patreon. This is where everyone joins it now. I'm like, shit.
just a quick one. If people wanted to, I mean, you can effectively just pay the one payment for the higher tier just to see it if you wanted to. That's up to you. But the full Barragurney episode is completely on there now in all parts. So it's like part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5. And you can watch them all in succession.
I want to point out, though, before you...
The original content was put out with the guy that
it's not our well, it's not my footage. Chris was in attendance when it was being filmed and stuff, and but it's not I wasn't there. But it is underground footage that had to get pulled off the internet because it caused too much controversial backlash, and it is now on our second tier Patreon. All the funds go straight back into paying for locations like Craganoff Castle at £1,000, which we're not doing, by the way. I ain't got that sort of money. I ain't got that.
Linda's seen it, hasn't she?
Yeah, Linda has.
One of our patrons. She was loving it. She watched it all, didn't she?
At some point, the original Snuff Mills one, which got me into Haunted the Truth in the first place, will be up on there as well. And in that video, there is like things that even make me go, no. But then I go, but it can happen.
I think Dan's seen the Snuff Mills one as well.
Yeah, Dan, you can vouch for it on here, in the comments. It's quite something. Back, we're not sure that's how you spell the word evil spirit patches. I can maybe help embroidery as I back. Yeah. Yeah, we do have like if I'm trying to come up with other places, we've got a long barrow near Bath, which has got a beautiful site. Lots of spiders in there, that's a problem. I personally want to revisit Mid Wales Hospital, but it is an abandoned building and it is an hour away. But I want to go just to the cellar where we got the whistles. And I want to go there with a different mindset, because the last time I went there, I was still in a bit of a, there's nothing.
Watch our earlier stuff on our channel. You'll see Mark in a different light completely. Yeah, he's a total skeptic. Let's go see things change.
We could book the Scrid in, maybe. But when I went there years ago, I had nothing happen.
We'll investigate Snuff Mills one night. Okay. Yeah.
We might do a recce on the Gozzy Man area, but we're not going to do an episode there because it's dangerous. Because it's a rat run for drug dealers.
Yeah, not ideal.
But apart from that, off the top of my head, I don't know what might be coming up next, to be honest with you. Is there anywhere or any locations? Obviously, Spiritual Awakening was saying he's going to DM me one on WhatsApp. But has anyone else got locations? Because whenever I try and ask for places, like I see Carl exploring the entity. I know Carl. I've been on events with Carl. He knows me, right? He knows who I am. He knows what I'm about. But he's always like, he has given me some stuff. Given to him, he has given me some stuff, but he doesn't really say any of his places. And then I go, well, how do you find out all this stuff? And he's like, oh, you need to like give them stuff and they'll give you stuff. And I'm like, well, all the stuff I have is what people already know about.
No, they don't go to. I think, I have never seen anyone go into snuff mills.
Yeah, I'll appreciate the shout out, I will. Because, yeah, we need it.
It's hard, isn't it, to get a shout out from people that are bigger than you.
It's like, subscribe, like, and share. Hit the heart button. Hit the party button. It actually does stuff now. With YouTube, it's really annoying that people actually, if people don't comment. Yeah, everyone who's in here now, I think are mainly people that do comment on our videos, but always put a comment on a video. Nothing's ever stupid. If you think something's waffle that I'm talking about in a video, put that. If you love that video, put that. And then press the like button. It's really cringy and really cheesy to say, subscribe, like, and share, smack that like button and all that stuff. But unfortunately, YouTube won't put our video even near the ranking system if people don't do that. So I need you guys to do that for me and share it. Oh,
basically, Mark enjoys being trolled.
Another thing as well is like we need to get our watch hours up as well. So if you do have mates or anything that are into this, get them to watch it. And even if they don't like watching the paranormal, say, "Oh, just stick that on and put your phone to one side." Apparently the Mason's Arms is haunted, local to Snuff Mills. I went into the Mason's Arms based on what you told me, by the way. I found out that your house used to be a place where miners worked in Snuff Mills. They also told me that they had something go on in their cellar, and I gave them my business card. And I said, look, if you want me to investigate this, if you want your pub name and your area on the map, then contact me. The main thing I said was, if you want money, here's my card.
Yeah, their house is really old.
We can't say too much though, because spoilers.
I'll tell you what, I know you wouldn't sleep. I know you wouldn't, Mark. You'd be awake every night. All night.
I would sleep. I might need some medicinal things to get me to sleep, but I would sleep.
Yeah. Are you going to tell them when it's coming out?
It is coming out, not this Sunday, but next Sunday. We have pretty much finished the big core edit in it, the bit that I hate doing, because it takes fucking ages to do. And now we've got everything is nice and tight and it's done, and we have to add some music and we have to fine tune bits and pieces.
Yeah, it's already spooky, man. Like without the music, it's already like grit, and it's want to go back there.
Yeah, we will get back there. We can't do it straight away though, because we can't have two on a trot like that. But we have to do it before what we're in now. May, to say probably next month, maybe. We'll talk to you. We'll talk to you about it. Try and find a good date. There's a few things to consider which we won't say on here, that we'll talk to you privately about.
Yeah, I think that's it then.
That is it. Unless anybody wants anything, speak now, forever hold your peace. If you've got a question, here's your opportunity. If not, thank you so much for watching. If everybody starts putting bye, then I'll take that as a leave. And I watch and wait now. Because I'm delayed by 5 seconds, like the phone call I had with you the other day, Chris.
Really, I don't know.
You kept being delayed. I had that happen with somebody else as well the other day, actually. They were delayed on a phone call.
Weren't you going to make a statement at some point about saying whether or not you were going to go live more regularly, weekly?
I will. Oh, I don't know if I can do it weekly, but I will go live more. More. We want more. Is that more lives, or we want more of me? Yeah, everyone's saying thanks and buys. So talk about aliens. We'll do one on aliens. That'll be the next one. Okay, we'll do a live on aliens and we'll talk about that. Maybe. So yeah, thank you for watching. Like I say, subscribe, like, share. Look out for this week's episode. It's not a huge one. It's more of a recce than anything else. At Tingles Burial. Tinkerbell Burial Ground. Thank you so much.